Are you ready to hear a story that will give you goosebumps? If you are, hit that like button to boost your courage, share to warn your friends, and subscribe to our channel so you won't miss any chilling tales from us. Now then, let the story begin. The glowing dashboard clock reads 12:47 a.m. Soft jazz hums from the radio. Sadie, 30s, red-painted nails drumming on the steering wheel, watches her last passenger slam the door shut without so much as a glance. The backseat light flashes once and fades. Sadie, muttering, "Have a good night. Stay safe." She sighs, taps the screen of her rideshare app, and sets her status to available once again. Sadie, to herself, "All right, maybe one more." Her eyes flick to the rearview mirror. She's parked near the Elmhurst University dorms. It's Friday night and the streets are alive with scattered laughter, flashing phones, and the occasional drunk shout. Then, quiet. Her eyes catch something off. Just beyond the glow of a flickering streetlight, a girl stands alone on the sidewalk. XT, sidewalk, continuous. She's maybe 16. Blonde braid, pale skin, oversized cardigan draped over a floral dress. Her figure's small, fragile. Her large brown eyes look too big for her face. Doll-like. Sadie frowns. She rolls down her window. Sadie.
"Hey, sweetie, are you okay?"
The girl flinches, turns slowly. Her eyes dart to the empty street, then back to Sadie. Marianne. Quiet. "Oh, yes. I'm just waiting for my ride." Sadie. "Pretty late for that. Are they running late?" The girl's lips part, but no words come. Just a soft shrug. Sadie senses the unease. Not just teenage awkwardness, but something deeper. She taps her app and switches to unavailable. Sadie, gently. "You want some company while you wait?" Marianne. "You don't have to. I'm sure I'll be fine." Sadie, half laughing. "I just spent 20 minutes with a woman who didn't say a single word to me. You've already beat her in conversation. Come on in. It's warmer. Beat." The girl hesitates, then quietly opens the passenger door and climbs in. In Sadie's car. Moments later, Sadie offers her a water bottle from the center console. Sadie, cute outfit by the way. Retro but classy. Love the blush tones. Marianne, softly. "Thank you." They sit in a few seconds of comfortable silence, then, Marianne. "Your eyes? They're very green. Like olives." Sadie, smiling. "I made them myself." She winks. Marianne lets out a small, airy giggle. It's genuine, but there's something a little delayed about it. XT city streets. Later. The city starts to thin out. Bars fade into closed storefronts. Sadie drives aimlessly. Sadie, do you want to call your ride? Marianne, I don't have a phone. Sadie, right. Do you know where you're going? Marianne, yes. Sadie opens the GPS. Sadie here. Type it in. Marianne takes the phone carefully, like it's fragile. Her fingers move slowly but deliberately. The destination pops up, 15 minutes away. Marianne, thank you for doing this. I don't have money to pay. Sadie, consider it a good deed. I get good karma. Win-win. Marianne looks over. Marianne, why are you being nice to me? Sadie pauses. Her smile fades slightly. Sadie, you remind me of someone. My sister. She lives across the country now, has 2 kids. Haven't seen her in years. Marianne's eyes shine. Marianne, you're a good sister. Sadie, I try. Int. Sadie's car. Moments later, the radio plays faintly, some old 60s tune with a haunting melody. Trees along the road become less manicured, more chaotic. Darkness creeps in between flickering street lamps. Sadie keeps glancing at Marianne. Her hands rest still on her little brown purse. She hasn't moved much. Her eyes stay locked forward. Something about her is too still. XT, curving road, nearing destination. They approach a long curve. Trees arch overhead, swallowing the car in shadows. The GPS speaks in a monotone. GPS arriving at destination in 2 minutes. Sadie squints into the dark ahead. Sadie, so, where exactly are we going? Marianne, soft. Home. Sadie, where's home? No answer. The road opens suddenly, and before them, 2 rusted iron gates loom, barely held together by a heavy chain. Faded letters on the arch overhead read, Elmhurst Sanitarium, ST 1912. Sadie slows to a crawl. Sadie, this place looks abandoned. Marianne, calmly. It is, mostly. Sadie looks over. Marianne is smiling faintly, fingers still wrapped around her purse. Her skin now looks almost grayish in the pale light. Marianne, thank you for the ride. You're a very nice person. She unbuckles and places a gentle hand on Sadie's wrist. Marianne, softly.
I like nice people.
Sadie swallows, tries to laugh.
Sadie, you're welcome. What's your name?
Marianne. Sadie. Nice to meet you. Marianne, goodbye, Sadie. She steps out into the dark, her little frame swallowed by fog and crickets. She walks past the chained gate, slipping through a narrow opening in the side fence like she's done it 100 times. Sadie sits there, stunned. Then she notices the sign again, half covered in vines. Elmhurst Sanitarium, Mental Health and Criminal Rehabilitation Center.
Suddenly, the name Marianne clicks. She fumbles for her phone. Her fingers tremble. A flash memory. News headline. A photo of that same doll-faced girl. Marianne DeLacey, 17, murders 2 sisters and removes their eyes. They called her the Doll Eyes Killer. Sadie's breath catches. She slowly turns to the now empty passenger seat. Her water bottle is still there. So is a single button eye. Marianne is gone. Then, from the shadows beyond the gate, a glimmer, a wink.
Sadie sits frozen behind the wheel. The rusted sign above the chained gates reads Elmhurst Sanitarium, but her eyes are locked on the side fence, where Marianne vanished moments ago. The fog has thickened. Insects hum louder. The night feels heavier. Sadie whispers to herself, Sadie, no way. She grabs her phone. Frantic fingers search online. Marianne DeLacey plus Doll Eyes Killer. Search result, number 1, teenage girl accused of double murder, found dead after escape attempt. Search result, number 2, Doll Eyes Killer, believed to have taken her own life in abandoned sanitarium grounds. Sadie's breath catches. Dead? But she was just in the car. She quickly pulls up her rideshare history. No trace of a completed ride, no timestamp, no GPS tracking. It's like the ride never happened. Sadie stares out the windshield. Her own face in the rearview mirror looks pale, her olive green eyes wide with confusion. Sadie's apartment, early morning, a cluttered one-bedroom apartment, empty takeout boxes, a tired cat sleeps on a windowsill. Sadie enters, shoulders slumped. She doesn't even take off her shoes. She drops onto the couch and replays the night in her mind. The girl, her old-fashioned dress, no phone, no contact info. How she said home with such finality. Sadie scrolls through online articles. One sticks out, an old news clip from 3 years ago. Anchor on screen. Marianne DeLacey, age 17, was arrested for the gruesome murder of her 2 younger sisters. The teen had allegedly removed their eyes post-mortem and, when asked why, stated, Marianne, recorded interview. Because they weren't nice. Dolls deserve nice eyes. Sadie hits pause. Her breath shakes. Sadie, whispering, that's her. That's who was in my car. But the article ends with, Marianne disappeared during her psychiatric transfer and was presumed to have jumped from a river bridge. Her body was never recovered. Into Sadie's car, late night, next day. Against all better judgment, Sadie is back behind the wheel. Rideshare app closed. She isn't working tonight. She drives past Elmhurst University, retracing every turn from the night before. At first, nothing unusual. Then the streetlights flicker, like before. She rounds the same bend where the GPS had glitched. Her phone vibrates violently, though no message appears. She grips the wheel tighter. Sadie, to herself. Just retracing steps, that's all. She slows down at the same spot where she saw Marianne. No one is there. But the back seat light suddenly flickers on, as if someone opened the door. Sadie whips around, empty. Sadie, quiet. I'm losing it. She turns around and finds she's no longer on the main road. Instead of streetlights and sidewalk, she's surrounded by dense trees, an unmarked narrow road, and a sudden sense of suffocation. Her GPS freezes. She slams the brakes. Sadie. No, this isn't right. This isn't where I drove last night. She looks up. A road sign, barely legible. Old Ridge Road, closed since 1994. The same road that, according to online forums, once led to Elmhurst Sanitarium's rear entrance. Flashback into Sadie's car, previous night. Marianne's fingers inputting the address on Sadie's phone. But she never typed an address. She dragged the map with pinpoint precision and dropped the location manually. Sadie didn't notice it then. She does now. Marianne, echoing. I know where I'm going. Inti, Sadie's car, back to present. Her knuckles whiten on the steering wheel. Then she hears it, a laugh. Small, airy, and childlike. In her rearview mirror, the reflection behind her shifts slightly. Like someone is sitting in the back seat. She turns quickly, still empty. But something small and shiny is on the seat, another button. A different one this time, blue and chipped. She snatches it up, hands trembling. That's when she notices. Her rearview mirror is cracked. The crack wasn't there this morning, and the button is warm. Aunt Sadie's apartment. Later that night, she dumps the button onto her kitchen table. Her cat hisses and backs away. Sadie, to the cat. It's just a button. A freaking button. She opens her laptop again. Another deep dive. She finds a local history blog about the sanitarium. Elmhurst Sanitarium was home to dozens of violent youth patients, many of whom were abandoned by family. Following its closure in 1994, multiple reports claimed patients still roamed the woods around it. Paranormal enthusiasts believe the building carries residual energy, especially from those who died violent or unjust deaths. She clicks on the comments. One stands out. My brother was a guard there. He said some of the kids would pretend to be normal until they got you alone. One girl was obsessed with dolls, would carve eyes out of paper or other things. Sadie scrolls past photos of the ruins. She freezes. There, in the background of one photo, dated just 6 months ago, a blurred image of a girl in a floral dress, standing behind a tree. Sadie zooms in. The figure's eyes are wide, unnatural. She's smiling. Sadie, barely audible. Marianne. Aunt Sadie's bedroom. Night. She tries to sleep. The button now lies in her nightstand drawer. The street outside is quiet. Until a knock at her apartment door. She checks the peephole. No one. But taped to the door, a small handwritten note in a childlike scrawl. Nice people deserve nice eyes. Marianne Sadie backs away from the door. Suddenly, thump! Something drops through her bedroom window. She runs to the source. A vintage doll, porcelain, blonde braid, floral dress, and 2 green glass eyes, identical to Sadie's. The doll sits motionless on Sadie's dresser. Its glass green eyes gleam unnaturally in the morning light. The same shade as Sadie's. Sadie stares at it from across the room, pale and sleep-deprived. Her hands tremble as she picks up her phone and dials. Sadie. Hi, yeah, I need to report something. I think someone's been leaving things at my apartment. A doll, a note, I don't know if it's a threat or some sick joke. The dispatcher tries to get more details. Sadie falters. She knows how this sounds. A dead girl in her car. A doll with her own eyes. Sadie, softly. Never mind. I'm just tired. I'll call back if anything happens. She hangs up. Int. Sadie's car. Later that day. Sadie parks near the entrance to the old Elmhurst Sanitarium, now surrounded by rusted fencing and fallen signs. She steps out into the daylight, gripping her phone like a weapon. Everything looks abandoned, but something about the building still breathes. Weeds push through the sidewalk cracks. A single window on the 3rd floor is shattered, curtains fluttering behind it. Sadie shivers. She wasn't here last night. Not really. That road she took didn't exist. Yet, she still arrived. She pushes open a gap in the fence, following the same side path Marianne had slipped through. Ex Elmhurst Sanitarium, back entrance, day. The door groans open. Inside, the building is cloaked in shadows and rot. The smell of mildew and old blood lingers in the air. Graffiti on the walls, broken tiles beneath her feet. A child's drawing still hangs crooked in a hallway. A girl with button eyes standing next to 2 dolls. Sadie walks deeper in. Inti. Elmhurst Sanitarium. File room. Later. Sadie pushes through a decaying door and finds rows of rusted cabinets. She rifles through drawers until one creaks open. D.E. Do. Her fingers flip past files. DeLacey, Marianne. She pulls it out. The folder is thick. Inside, arrest records, psychological evaluations, photos, the mugshot. Marianne in her vintage dress, blank-eyed. A note is paper-clipped to the back. Subject displays dissociative delusions, refers to herself and her victims as dolls, believes kindness is a virtue above all else, punishes those she deems not nice. Repeated threats towards staff involving removal of eyes. Sadie turns the page. A photograph. 2 girls lying lifeless in their beds, both missing their eyes. The image is scratched, like someone clawed across it. Then, a 3rd picture. Blurry, taken by a guard. Marianne carving a button into her own forearm with a hairpin. Sadie flinches and drops the file. Something scratches behind her. She turns. Nothing there. But a new sound. A music box, playing from down the hall. In a sanitarium hallway. Moments later, Sadie follows the tune. The music leads her to a room marked Therapy Room B. She pushes open the door. Inside, dusty shelves lined with porcelain dolls, dozens of them, all missing their eyes. In the center of the room sits a music box, spinning slowly. It wasn't there before. Sadie approaches it. Inside, instead of a ballerina figure, is a tiny replica of her car, a red toy sedan. The music slows, then stops. A whisper, low and right behind her. Marianne, whispering, "You're a very nice person." Sadie spins around, no one there. She turns back. The music box is gone. Inti, sanitarium, long hallway. Moments later, she stumbles down the hallway. Her breath quickens. She opens a side door to regain composure, only to find a small, preserved bedroom. The walls are pink. A single doll sits on the bed. A plaque on the wall reads, "Marianne DeLacey, patient room 304. Sadie steps inside slowly. She feels something familiar. On the nightstand is a framed drawing, Marianne and two younger girls. Underneath, in childlike handwriting, "My sisters. We were happy before the eyes turned ugly." Sadie blinks. Her own reflection in the cracked mirror across the room shows a doll's face in her place. Painted cheeks, button eyes. She screams and stumbles back. Into Sadie's apartment, night later. She bursts in and slams the door. Her apartment feels alien. The doll is no longer on her dresser. Instead, it's sitting on her pillow, legs crossed. Sadie hurls it across the room. Sadie, panicked. "No, you're dead. You died. You don't get to come back." Her cat hisses from the shadows and runs out the front door through the still open gap. Sadie sinks to the floor. Her phone buzzes. A rideshare request. From Marianne. Pickup location, Elmhurst Sanitarium. Destination, Sadie's apartment. The accept reject buttons blink, then disappear. ENT. Sadie's bedroom. Later that night, Sadie boards up her window, locks her bedroom door. She clutches a kitchen knife beneath her blanket. But sleep comes for her anyway. In her dream. She walks down the sanitarium hallway again. This time, the dolls turn their heads as she passes. Marianne stands at the end of the hall, holding a jar. Inside, two green eyes floating in cloudy liquid. Marianne, smiling. "I told you, nice eyes deserve to be saved." Sadie wakes up screaming and realizes her nightstand drawer is open. The button is gone and scratched into the wood above it. "See you soon." Sadie hasn't slept. She sits at her desk, surrounded by notes, screenshots, and handwritten theories pinned to her wall like a conspiracy map. Her face is pale, her eyes bloodshot. On her monitor is a side-by-side comparison of two photos. Marianne's mugshot, a blurry security cam still from Sadie's car. Same girl, same cardigan, same braid. Sadie presses play on the dashcam footage again. In the reflection, Marianne smiles at Sadie, then vanishes. There's no door sound, no open-close click. One frame, she's there. The next, she's gone. NT, Public Library, Local Archives Room, day. Sadie flips through yellowed newspapers and microfilm reels in the back of the Old Town Library. She finds it. Local headline, 3 years ago, teen girl found standing over sister's bodies, eyes surgically removed. The article is brutal. No forced entry. The girls were drugged. Marianne confessed immediately. A quote from the lead investigator. She showed no remorse. When asked why, she simply said, "Dolls can't see lies with ugly eyes." Sadie frowns. Another article. 6 months after Marianne's supposed death. New witness claims sanitarium still active. Woman reports hearing children's laughter and seeing a girl in vintage clothes carrying a doll through the woods at night. Sadie, to herself, "You didn't die, did you?" Then she finds a photo of a crime scene wall. A message scrawled in blood. "Nice is safe, ugly must go." And under it, carved deep into the plaster, a button. Inti, Sadie's car, night. Sadie grips the steering wheel, parked outside a downtown news station. Her friend Devin, a freelance journalist, sits in the passenger seat. Early 30s, skeptical but curious. Devin, so let me get this straight. Let me get this. A ghost girl is haunting you because you were nice to her? Sadie. No, she's not haunting me because I was nice. She's attached to me because I remind her of something. Maybe her past, maybe her guilt, or maybe something worse. She pulls out the two buttons, one blue, one black. Sadie. She left these, both warm when I found them, like they just came off. Someone. Devin stares. Devin. You think she's building a doll? Sadie nods slowly. Sadie with me, in tea. Devin's apartment. Later that night, they research together. Devin digs into police files, while Sadie pores over psych reports of Marianne's time at the sanitarium. Patient exhibits extreme fixation on purity and niceness. Any perceived insult results in severe reaction. Staff are warned to avoid contradicting her reality. A margin note from a former therapist. Patient seems to believe people are either dolls or monsters. Dolls must be complete. Monsters must be emptied. Sadie's fingers twitch toward her eye. She blinks. For a moment, her reflection in the window has no pupils, just empty, button-like voids. She gasps. Devin. You okay? Sadie backs away. Sadie. She's starting to get inside me. Inti. Sadie's apartment. Next evening, Sadie returns home. Devin promised to call every hour. They've agreed she shouldn't be alone much longer. But tonight, something feels off the moment she enters. The lights flicker. The air feels colder. Her front door locks on its own. Sadie. Hello? No answer. But down the hallway, her bedroom door creaks open. She walks slowly, kitchen knife in hand. Inside, her dresser mirror is smashed. Her bed turned over, drawn on the wall in charcoal. I miss my sisters. Below it, a child-sized dress laid out neatly. Next to it, 2 red buttons. One green, one blue. Both glossy, warm. Sadie sobbing, stop it, please, just stop. A whisper rises, soft, melodic, and terrifyingly close. Marianne, whispering, you're still nice. That's why I need you. Inti, Sadie's bathroom. Moments later, she stares at herself in the mirror, tears running down her face. Behind her, in the reflection, Marianne stands in the doorway, smiling. Sadie spins around. No one's there. She looks back. Marianne's reflection still remains. Blood trickles from the corner of the reflection's eye. The reflection lifts a hand and places a button over its eye socket. Sadie screams and smashes the mirror with her fist. Inti Devin's apartment. Same night. Devin listens to old sanitarium interview tapes. He hears Marianne's voice. Marianne! Tape. They were ugly on the inside, so I fixed them. Dolls don't lie. Dolls don't leave. Static crackles. Then, Marianne, tape. Do you want to be my sister? The voice changes, slips into something colder, closer. Marianne, live audio. She said yes. Devin freezes. The tape recorder is off. Then, a single knock on the door. He opens it. No one. But lying on the welcome mat, a third button, red, still warm, and scribbled underneath in chalk, Sadie's almost ready. Inti, Sadie's apartment, midnight. Sadie lights candles all around the apartment, salt circles, a Bible open. A pair of scissors and a needle sit on the table. She's shaking, exhausted, terrified. Sadie, to herself, you want a doll? Fine, let's finish your collection. She takes the buttons, red, green, blue, places them in a triangle, lights flicker, whispers swirl around her. Then, the air goes silent. From the center of the salt circle, the shape of a young girl begins to form in shadow. Doll-like face, empty sockets where eyes should be. Marianne, softly, I'm not finished with you yet. Sadie. Why me? Marianne. Because you're the last one. You're the only one who was ever nice. Flashback, years ago, school playground. A young Sadie stands beside a crying Marianne, age 9, surrounded by bullies. Young Sadie, leave her alone, she didn't do anything. Young Marianne, sniffling, no one ever sticks up for me. Sadie helps her up. That moment, the kindness, is burned into Marianne's memory. Inti, Sadie's apartment, back to present. Sadie realizes this isn't about revenge, it's about belonging. Sadie, you remembered me. Marianne, smiling, I never forgot. You're the only one who didn't lie. She steps closer, holding a small needle and thread. Marianne, I saved you a place, with us. The lights go out. Sadie screams. Darkness. A single candle flickers in the corner. Sadie gasps for breath in the dark, clutching the scissors and trembling violently. The air is thick, charged. The salt circle has been smeared by something unseen. And across from her in the gloom, Marianne. No longer an innocent teen. Her skin is pale, almost translucent. Her button eyes gleam like obsidian. Dried blood streaks her cheeks like mascara. She cradles the porcelain doll, the one with Sadie's green eyes. Marianne, softly. You don't belong out there. They never see you. But I see you. Sadie backs into the wall. Her knees buckle. Sadie, weakly. You're dead. You're not real. Marianne. Dolls never die. They wait. And now you're finally perfect. Sadie. I'm not your sister. Marianne tilts her head, hurt flashing across her face. Marianne. But you were kind. You were the only one. And now you get to stay with me, forever. Inti, flashback, Marianne's mind, night. A young Marianne, locked in a sanitarium room, stares at the ceiling. Scratches echo from the hallway. She whispers to her doll, young Marianne. They said I was a monster, but monsters are mean. I'm not mean. Her doll's plastic eyes stare back, empty. Young Marianne. I just want nice sisters, just like Sadie. She begins stitching a button to the doll's eye socket, humming a lullaby. Into Sadie's apartment, back to present. Marianne slowly raises the needle and thread. Marianne. Hold still, this won't hurt much. She steps into the candlelight, her mouth stitched partially shut, threads straining as she smiles. Sadie lunges forward with the scissors, but her body moves like it's underwater, every muscle heavy, slow. Her vision blurs. Marianne places the porcelain doll in Sadie's lap, gently, lovingly. Marianne, let's make you match. She leans in. Sadie slashes out blindly, cutting through air. Marianne vanishes in a blink. But the needle remains, embedded in Sadie's forearm. No blood, just a tiny puncture and a warm sensation spreading through her veins. Sadie stumbles backward. Her vision fractures, like looking through a fisheye lens. The walls warp. Her furniture bends. Her cat is gone. Only dolls remain, everywhere, sitting, staring, eyeless, in tea. Sadie's bathroom. Moments later. Sadie grips the sink, staring into the shattered mirror. Her eyes? One of them is changing color. Olive green melting into glassy black. She screams. Sadie, no, no! She claws at her skin, the warmth spreading. On the mirror, words appear, written from the inside. Beautiful eyes. Into Devon's apartment. Same night. Devon rushes into his apartment, phone ringing in his hand. Devon, Sadie? Talk to me, what happened? He hears static, then a voice. Not Sadie's. Marianne's. Marianne, on phone. She's not here right now. Would you like to leave a message? Click. The call ends. Devon grabs his jacket and keys. X to Sadie's apartment. Later that night, Devon pounds on the door. No answer. He forces the door open. Inside, it's quiet. Too quiet. Salt scattered on the floor. Candles burnt out. And on the couch, a porcelain doll, wearing Sadie's clothes, eyes wide, painted smile. No pupils, just buttons. Devon steps forward, horrified. Then, behind him, a soft giggle. He turns. A small figure in a floral dress stands in the hallway. Marianne. Devon whispers. Oh God. He backs up, steps on something. A button. Red. Freshly cut. Then another. Then another. Dozens now. Marianne steps into the light, tilting her head. Marianne. We needed one more. Now the family is complete. She opens her little brown purse. Inside, a spool of thread. A tiny blade. Devon screams. Into Elmhurst Sanitarium. Weeks later. The ruins are silent. Nature has reclaimed the walls. But in the therapy room, where dolls once sat, there are now 5 porcelain dolls arranged in a circle. Each wears clothing eerily similar to Sadie, Devon, 2 little girls, and one that looks just like Marianne. All have button eyes. All are smiling. Their heads tilt inward, facing an invisible 6th seat, waiting Into police station. Night. A detective reviews Sadie's missing person file. On his desk, a police report. Case unsolved. No trace of the victim. Apartment showed signs of distress, but no fingerprints. No blood. Only object left behind. A single red button, still warm to the touch. The detective frowns. Pulls out a photo of Sadie. Zooms in on her eyes. Detective, softly. Weird color. Suddenly, his computer flickers. The screen glitches. A message appears in large, childlike font. Are you nice? Then it fades. The button on the desk shifts slightly, as if pushed by unseen fingers. The detective stares. He doesn't notice. In the window's reflection, Marianne is standing behind him. Fade to black, final text on screen. Some dolls are built, others are chosen. If she ever asks about your eyes, don't answer.